Airsoft.nu här i Redwolf Airsoft monter. Jämte mig har jag nästa team som ska prata lite mer om nya produkter. Tim, if you introduce the new products.
Sure, thank you. First of all, I'd like to mention that it is obvious that our Nighthawk Custom GRP Recon is already out, the full steel CO2 version, but what we haven't yet released is the stainless steel version. This one will be a little bit lighter, but the stainless steel is raw, it'll be a little bit more expensive, but it'll be just as snappy as the other version. Now we also have a Cerakoting service. We do a Cerakote to the slide and the frame. So as you can see here, we have it in burnt bronze, OD, and one of my favorite, titanium, which looks absolutely amazing. Now I've held the real steel Nighthawk Custom before, and it feels very similar weight-wise, but there are a few things that are a little bit off, such as the weight of the racking of the slide, the weight of the hammer, the weight of the mag release, and the safety. These are all things that are very difficult to adjust on the airsoft because we want to be able to shoot it, because that's real steel, obviously. So next up, we'll have our KG9s right around the corner. The RWA KG9 is something that will be released next month or so. And right now it'll only be out in the black, but we have it in chrome and gold, something that we're showing off to SHOT Show at IWA, just to bling it out. We may have it as a limited edition at some point. But yes, it'll fire about 330 to 360 FPS. I've already done a review, and it will have its own tri-panel battery in 11.1. It is LiPo ready, and it comes with DIN connectors. To insert it, you'll have to insert the battery right outside the outer barrel. You just need to remove the thread, and then the cap right behind it, and insert it right there. You don't exactly have to remove that thread entirely. You can put a suppressor there if you want, so long as it has a 14mm CCW thread. It'll only fire in full auto and safe. There is no semi-auto for this one, unfortunately, but it is really accurate, and it works much like a Systema, as it has a Systema style cylinder, hop-up chamber, hop-up unit, and inner barrel. So changing the hop-up is very much like how you would change a Systema. You have to look inside the magwell and use a hex key to adjust the hop. You don't have to worry about where the BBs will go, about adjusting the front and rear sight, because so long as you're using the right weight BBs such as 0.28s or 0.3s and you adjust the hop-up correctly, it will fly very, very straight. Apart from that, there's nothing else to go through here. I would like to show you the XR25 from Rare Arms right around the corner. This is the XR25 from Rare Arms. It is the CO2 shell ejecting GBBR, completely made out of aluminium. But when I first held it, I actually thought that this was made out of polymer because it is incredibly grainy. But if you squeeze it, it gets cold, so you know it is full metal. As you can see inside the magazine, it is able to hold 15 cartridges. Each cartridge will hold 6mm BBs, and the CO2 is actually stored inside the pistol grip. There is a slot for a hex key that you could use to remove the canister. You insert the CO2 capsule inside the canister, put it back inside, seal it, and then there is a slot for that hex key to stay nice and solid inside. There is no way that that can escape. So it'll insert the next shell, and hopefully every time you pull the trigger it will eject. And the thing is, you can keep on shooting even if you're out of rounds, because the CO2 is in the CO2 is in the trigger. There's loads of space on the rail system, as the monolithic rail has enough space for whatever kind of scope you would like. There's rails you can put an angle full grip, any full grip, thumb stop, anything you want really. It is actually that simple. There's a 5-point collapsible stock, and there's not much else to it. I would like to show you the shell ejecting, so I'm going to get one of my colleagues to help me get one of those cartridges. Maxime, can you help me get a cartridge please for the XR25? I'd like to show them the whole shell ejecting. I will try. Thank you so much. So yes, this set will actually come with 2 magazines and 30 cartridges, as well as 3 plastic QC shells. So if you want to test it before you want to start expending the shells, so you don't want to cut it or graze it or anything, just use those QCs and fire as many rounds as you want, just so you know it's safe. But the thing about this, you would want to oil it up, because the last thing you want is for it to get stuck in the chamber, as it has the potential to do so. And because it fires much like a real gun, sometimes the shell can get caught in the bolt carrier, so you just have to expend it and hopefully it'll work out. So what I'm going to do, just one, thank you so much, Maxime. So we're going to put one inside, so long as it's not playing around. There we go. Pull it back. As you can see, it pushes the shell in. But the thing is, it needs that CO2 to blast the bolt carrier back, which then in turn springs out the next shell. So if it doesn't do that, you have to expand, you have to use a lot of force to pull it out. So I need to pull this back a little bit, because there is no CO2 in there. If I just pull it back, it won't expel. So I have to try to pull it back as fast as I can. There we go. So that's it when it comes to the XR25. I think that is all the products that we can show you today.
Thank you, Tim, so much for showing us the new product.
No problem at all.
So Airsoft.nu from Redwolf Airsoft.
We're actually looking for, what would you recommend?